Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to, I think, episode 9, right? Of the Thank You Bro
10.
podcast. 10. Look at
10.
that. 10 already.
Double digits, baby.
I'm your host, Will Glover, along with my co-host, Ryan Galloway, who wants more creative control of the account. And here's his explanation. Ryan, go ahead and explain why you want more creative control.
Well, so you show up to work every day. You know, you do your job. And I feel like you deserve to be rewarded for that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
Doing what's expected of you and getting free handouts. That's kind of my MO. So I was talking to Will, and I just feel like Will Glover and the podcast as it currently stands, I just feel like I've been creatively stifled. I feel shackled, and I've had enough. And I also want a raise. I'm not getting enough money.
Well, I would give you a raise if I was getting enough money. As for you being
So you're saying I'm
shackled,
deserving of a raise?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe. In regards to you being shackled, I kind of like you shackled. So,
That's gonna be cut out. There's no way around it. That is gonna be cut from the episode.
Editor, keep that in.
No.
College football happened.
It did.
It did. Let's just get right into it. Michigan's the number 1 team in the nation. Thoughts? Like, we keep swapping between Georgia and Michigan, but Vanderbilt just scored 20 on Georgia, and Vanderbilt might be the worst football team I've ever seen in my life. So
I changed my Go
ahead.
I changed my take from last week. Kentucky sucks. Georgia hasn't played anybody.
Yeah.
Michigan's the number 1 team in the nation, and also it's really difficult for me to keep Georgia at 1 when I am pretty certain they would lose to every team in the top 5.
Oh, 100%. And they don't have Bowers. So now
Yeah, he's
really
out
bad.
4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, he's out. He can be out to the SEC championship game.
Yeah, and we'll see what that effect that has. We're going to find out real quick who this team is. They have their ranked opponents coming up, but of course their ranked opponents aren't really that great either. So
Nope.
maybe they'll get through it. Maybe we have to put them in because they're undefeated and haven't played anybody. I guess we'll see what happens.
Is it safe to say that the SEC is not the best football conference in college football like we all thought it was? At least this year.
This year, no. I think that... Is it the Pac-12?
See, I don't know because I thought USC was the best Pac-12 team and they obviously suck.
Oh, no.
I would like to say I think it's pretty balanced. ACC is the worst. I got to go Big 10 or Big 12. Pac-12, I think you know what? It's a 3-way tie. Let's put it that way. I genuinely think that they're all super balanced. I'd put the Big 12 on the bottom end of that 3-way tie.
Well, we certainly have a lot of parity in college football this year. I mean, you look at the top 25. I mean, there's a lot of undefeated teams. There's a lot of one-loss teams. We have a lot of exciting matchups week in and week out. This is a great year for college football. It's kind of a weird year for college football, but I love it, and it's unpredictable. And I feel like the past 10 years has been very predictable, and so it's a really great change of pace.
Oh, definitely. But I wish the standings reflected the parity because obviously Georgia's not the best team, and it's kind of frustrating. I know it's not a big deal because it's just standings, and we're going to see the college football playoff poll comes out next week, right? I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
2 weeks.
2 weeks. All right. So I mean, the AP always does it wrong. It feels like, but I don't know. It's just a little thing for me. How the rankings or the polls don't reflect the true state of football. In my opinion, at least. But I don't know.
No, that's fair to say. I mean, and I feel like until week 9, it doesn't matter. You know, the AP poll is fun. The coaches poll is completely irrelevant. And the AP poll is just kind of fun, something to keep us busy in the meantime, something for us to talk about.
Yeah.
And then give you a general idea of where teams are. But obviously nothing matters until the CFP rankings. And we'll see. That's going to be interesting. Week 1 of those rankings is going to be very interesting because I think it's going to be a lot different than the AP poll.
I hope so. And I hope it has OU and Texas at 4 and 5, personally. Just to add more drama for the rest of the season for that that sought after fourth seed. But
I mean, yeah, Texas should conceivably be 7-1 at that point.
Yeah, and then OU obviously 8-0, or unless they have a they've already done Anyways, let's talk about some games that happened over the last weekend. Obviously, the big one, that close game, Oregon and Washington. That was an exciting game to watch. But what are your does Penix Jr. sit number one on the Heisman watch now after this game?
Oh, big time. I think it was a close race between him and Caleb Williams. I mean, obviously the whole year. And combined with his performance, his big win over Oregon, and Caleb Williams disappearing, throwing 3 interceptions against Notre Dame in a terrible loss.
Oh,
where they were exposed as the team that they are, which is the team I thought they would be the whole time. I think Penix Jr. really separated himself, and I think has to be the favorite beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, I think that's fair. USC is now ranked where they should be at 18. And they just kept.
They're a top 25 team because they have the best player in the nation.
Yeah. Well, second best. I still think, even though Travis Hunter got mossed this weekend after Colorado's disappointing choke, I still think Travis Hunter's the best player in football.
I did want to talk about Travis Hunter.
Go ahead.
He is undisputedly the greatest player in the nation right now. Both sides of the ball, he's phenomenal. But I think that he needs to pick a side. I think he needs to pick wide receiver or corner. I think he should pick corner, personally. But you're watching, especially at this point in the season, in these longer games where he's playing on both sides, super physical, super competitive game, he is gassed by the end of the game. And he's getting just picked apart on defense because he has nothing left in the tank. And that's when he's giving up those plays. And you can't blame him for that. He's 110% effort on the field the entire game. And there's just nothing left. That's what I saw in that overtime.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a hell of a catch, and honestly, he played that ball perfectly. Anyways, I mean, there's not much you could do there. Yep. He just got mossed. It happens. I don't even know the guy who mossed his name. Respect to you, whoever. I'm so sorry, I forgot your name. No disrespect, but hell of a play. Very very heartbreaking loss for Colorado. But I mean, and everyone's upset at Colorado now. Like, this is a team that won one game last year. I know the hype was insane, but obviously that's what Deion Sanders brings. But this team, people who actually watch football knew that this team wasn't gonna stay up there for long. Of course, I had them in my top 10, but I had to get clicks. So it was
for the clicks.
Did I hope they were gonna be the top 10? Absolutely. I love a great underdog story, but yeah. Deion, give Deion 2-3 years. Colorado will be, and they're going to be in the Big 12 next year. Who knows?
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with Deion, he's a phenomenal coach. I think there's phenomenal talent. We know that Shedeur Sanders is amazing. Travis Hunter, there's a lot of really good pieces on that team. This is year one. The fact that they have done what they've done is amazing. They should have won against Stanford. And Shedeur Sanders posting that on his story at halftime it's a tough look.
That's devastating.
I think it is. And I think that where people have a lot of issue with Colorado at this point is I feel like they hate that this team is decent, but acting like they're a top 5 team and talk, the swagger, all that good stuff. But I think that that's going to help them in the long run. I think that's the attitude that you should have. You need to believe that you are that team and you are that player. And I think that's going to translate very well for them when Deion gets his guys in there and they start building up talent, building up a good team on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, that team's going to be something with Deion in a few years. That's going to be a scary team. They're going to have they're going to have a big chip on their shoulder every week. Something to look out for. It's I'm excited. I'm excited. Colorado just needs 2 more wins to get to a bowl, so I want to see Deion in December. That would be pretty fun. But I mean, they obviously have their biggest win against TCU, and then their 2 blowouts against 2 formidable. Well, I'm sorry, it wasn't a blowout. It felt like a blowout. USC's loss because they were trailing the whole time. Obviously, Oregon, who might be a top, I still think they're top 10, even though with that loss. And then besides that, I mean, they play Oregon State's their biggest team. So there's just and Utah. There's a chance they went out, but they'll get 6 wins. I like what you were saying about them, though. Give them a few more years. Go Buffs. Moving on, I also wanted to talk about how Missouri is 6-1. Real quick, I just want to Brady Cook out of nowhere actually became one of the better quarterbacks in college football. Ryan, go ahead and give me your thoughts on what Brady Cook's really doing to help Mizzou get to that next level.
Well, he's a competent quarterback for starters. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He makes plays. He does what every good quarterback needs to do and is really overlooked, but he puts his receivers, he puts his offensive weapons in positions to succeed and lets them do the rest. And that's really all you need to do. But he's a winner. He's playing winning football.
Yeah, I mean,
and that seems like an oversimplification, but
no, and it's you don't have to be too complex. I think that's where we get in media, we get lost in trying to be too complex. Just be simple and keep it simple, stupid. You know? You feel me? You want to kiss me?
Oh, anyways.
I know. Moving on to week 8. All right.
Yeah.
Big games to watch for. Penn State, Ohio State. Ryan, give me your pick on that one and why.
Ooh, I'm going Penn State, baby. They're finally doing it this year.
Really? Why?
I like Penn State.
Please explain.
I think that they finally have the team that they've been waiting for forever. James Franklin is awesome. I don't like Ryan Day as a coach personally. I don't like it. And they're going to take advantage of Ohio State having the weakest quarterback they've had in years. And I think that this is the year. Penn State's having fun.
Uh-oh.
They're running the ball well.
They're having fun.
They're playing good defense. They're finishing games. This is the year that Penn State knocks off Ohio State.
They are running
Go
the
Nittany
ball.
Lions.
All right. That's a hot take. And I know last week we were all about, hot takes. Katron Allen, sneaky, really one of the better running backs in college football. Very sneaky. Averaging around 5 a carry. That's serviceable. They're running the ball well. So I like that pick. I don't think it's going to happen. Going on the road to where do they play? Columbus. Ohio State. I don't really care about you.
There you go.
But
you know where stuff is.
Yeah, I know.
This is a guy who knows where stuff is.
This is a guy who understands coordinates. So yeah, I got Ohio State, but I know I'm just it's my B performance today, Ryan. Don't give me that look. Yeah. Moving on. Alabama, Tennessee. Go ahead.
Alabama.
Oh, I forgot to ask why. Now you go.
Oh, yeah, okay. Because Joe Milton is a fraud, and I think that I don't know. Alabama's the better team, and I think it's as simple as that. I don't think that Tennessee can do it 2 years in a row. Hendon Hooker's not walking through that door.
Yeah, I bet they wish he was. Yeah, Milroe's really finding his stride now. Alabama after losing to Texas. He's
yeah.
I mean, he's doing.
It was an overreaction. He's fine. Same with Ohio State. It's not their best quarterback in years. It's serviceable, but I think that in order to beat Bama, you really need your defense to step up, and then you need your quarterback to play a perfect game. Yeah, and I don't think that Joe Milton's going to do that.
Yeah, and I mean, I know they had a close one against Arkansas. I really don't think Arkansas is as bad as their record says.
They're not. They're in games. And KJ Jefferson's
Yeah, they're 2-5, but all their losses are within 10 points. It's just one play goes the wrong way. And they're on a 5-game losing streak, so it doesn't help that it's like you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But Arkansas is not as bad as the record says. They still have a small chance to make a bowl game. They got to go 4-1. It's a chance. There's a chance there. But yeah, Alabama's playing a much better brand as of late. I, for one, hate the fake UT. I mean, I've never been impressed with their football program since Peyton Manning, and I was in diapers back then. I was before that. I wasn't even born yet. So
you were not born.
We were not born. But I watched highlights when I was in diapers of him, probably. Anyways, last one. Which one do I want? You know what? We'll give the ACC some love. Duke and Florida State.
Oh.
Who and why?
Florida State. I'm still a Jordan Travis truther. And,
I know.
I think this is simple again. They're the better team. Duke is fun. They're good. Duke is a good team. But I think Florida State's by far the superior team. What is that at Duke?
No, it's in Tallahassee.
Yeah, Florida State.
Yeah, and they're
Florida State. They're gonna get the chop going. It's a tough place to play. Everybody's feeling it.
Yeah.
Tallahassee, Florida State's back. I'm loving it. I like Norvell.
All right, Florida State's back. That's bold.
The Seminoles are here.
They're ranked 4 or 6-0. They're 14-point favorites, which I think is a little too generous. Personally, I'd take Duke spread.
I think it's gonna be a close game.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm with you. I think it's gonna be a 3-point Florida State win. I think that's safe. But besides that, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think it's a weird game. Honestly, I think it's an interesting matchup, and I think that it's going to go something like this. I think that it will be a 3 to 7 point Florida State win, but I would not be surprised at all if Florida State went in and beat them 49-7.
Really? You don't think?
But there's no in between.
You don't think it'd be the other way?
I think it's going to be a wild blowout, or it's going to be a very, very close game.
All right. I think it's gonna be a close game or a Duke win. So we're on opposite.
We're
on opposite.
Okay.
I
got Florida State either way. All right, fair enough.
Duke's a football school, and so we need to start respecting them and treating them as the football school they are. So
we'll revisit this next week.
Yeah, and it's good to have opposite opinions on things, right, Ryan? You would know.
Opposites attract,
dude.
Bro.
Man. All right. Here we go. We're going to talk a little bit about NFL now as we've moved on from our beloved college football. So, Ryan, what did you, out of the all games you saw this week, what did you like most?
I liked my Lions pick from last week for the NFC Championship. That looks really good after this week.
I love that pick.
I really like that. 49ers, I think, are still good. That was a tough loss, but I think they'll be all right. I like Brian Hoyer.
Man. Yikes.
And Jets. Zach Wilson winning football games, that's something weird. And the Jaguars are really good at football.
It's not weird, Zach Wilson. You just had to let him cook, and no one was letting him cook. All right? First off, I don't like the Zach. I'm slandering him. I like it in the turn of him off the field. On the field, I think he's a pretty decent player. Yeah, he's made some horrible decisions in the past. I think he's good. I think he's
just had no confidence.
The Patriots have a few extra wins.
Well, yeah, because he can actually, because that offensive line gives Mac Jones about 2 seconds to make a decision before he gets sacked. So Zach Wilson can run around and do some flippy dippy stuff, and it'd be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to talk about the Patriots. That's
fine. They suck. They don't need to be talked about. Lions pick was
well,
good.
One thing.
Okay. Go ahead.
Ezekiel Elliott is back. First touchdown of the season. We got him cooking. It was awesome. Did you see his 75-yard touchdown that got called back on a bullshit holding call?
I did. And I was glad because I was facing him in one of my more important leagues that I'm in. So, good for me.
It's depressing. Existence is pain. If I could teach anybody who's listening to this one thing, existence is pain. It doesn't get better. You just learn to deal with it a little bit easier. Have a great Wednesday morning, everybody.
Thank you for words of wisdom. If you're a Lions fan, it does get better. I have the Lions number one on my power rankings because the 49ers without Christian McCaffrey are nothing. All right? Brock Purdy deserves to be called Mr. Irrelevant. Christian McCaffrey carries that offense, okay?
Ooh.
Him,
but and Brock Purdy's the MVP favorite.
Christian McCaffrey needs to be considered as the MVP. He's my MVP frontrunner. Without him, Brock Purdy does not have a check down. He does not have a running back that can get yards. The only reason why they scored after Christian McCaffrey left the game is because they were within 10 yards on that pick. That's it. Yeah. So you have 4 plays to get 10 yards. That's easy. All right. Yeah. Besides that, McCaffrey makes that offense. Yeah. Or the Cowboys, who had the worst red zone percentage in football, actually almost in football history, ironically enough. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Ryan, what were you going to say? Sorry.
Well, there you have it. Christian McCaffrey is the PVP.
The PVP.
Pittle's valuable player.
Pittle's something that hasn't been on this show. Pittle, for those who don't know, I feel like everyone who's listening to the show right now does know. Pittle's my alias. It's my alter ego. PVP. I like it. I think that's good. Moving on. I don't want the limelight on me. The thing I liked the most this week was watching Cooper Kupp and Kyren Williams just dominate a really bad team. It's fun watching good, decent teams just kick the crap out of bad teams. It's really fun. It's very satisfying, especially after you have multiple losses where you lose by one score to a really good team. It's like, we needed this. And so I enjoyed watching Stafford, Kupp, and Kyren really just beat up on a really bad team who didn't need the beating, but got the beating anyways. So that's what I liked. Ryan, I'm also going to ask you, what was your biggest takeaway besides obviously the Lions being favorites now for this week? Give me something that the average NFL watcher would not notice. There's a lot to choose from.
There is. The first thing that comes to mind is that Jonathan Taylor's completely washed. He's gone. And you know what? Here's we go. I think that the Cleveland Browns, especially if Deshaun Watson comes back and can play some better football, I think they're one of the best teams in the NFL. They look good. Defensively, they're still playing well, and they lost Chubb, and they don't have Watson right now.
Yeah.
And they're still winning and looking good. I think the Browns, everybody kind of acknowledges that they're at least a decent team. I think they're in the upper tier of the NFL this year.
I mean, I'd be a fool to say I didn't agree with you. And as much as it pains me to say, yeah. Through 5 games, fewest points ever allowed, I think, in the modern era of football. I mean, that alone is impressive. Obviously, Myles Garrett's going to come away with potentially a defensive player of the year. I think
he deserves it if he keeps.
I don't see why not. Yeah, I mean, he's leading one of the best defenses ever. I think it's his to lose. Yeah, the Browns just need their offense just really needs to step it up. They need to trade for a playmaker on the outside. I really don't even know who they could trade for. I mean, are the Vikings going to go full suicide mode and just sell everyone?
I don't think so.
Is Justin Jefferson going to be available? Probably not. Yeah. So I don't know.
Not for a couple of years, but wow, Justin Jefferson, you talk about a guy following completely and exactly in Randy Moss's footsteps.
Uh-oh. Go ahead, Ryan. Just finish off what you're going to say.
He's going to be on the path in a few years.
There it is.
It's going to be awesome. He's gonna have a resurgence. We'll see what happens. I don't know who's going to be throwing him the football, but we'll see what happens. But I did have one more thought.
Go ahead.
Houston Texans fans rejoice. You finally did it.
Yeah.
You have your quarterback.
CJ Stroud is
You have a good
bad.
head coach. DeMeco Ryans is a good head coach.
Yeah, they just have a really bad roster, and they're still 3-3. So
yeah, they're excited. And this is like the perfect thing. That's like that's why you rebuild, and that's why you go through those terrible, tumultuous times. That's the light at the end of the tunnel. And other teams, Patriots, follow the lead.
Yep.
Go get a new head coach that's going to change the game. Go find your quarterback, but when you find him, get him some protection, get him some weapons. Good things happen.
Their O-line is pretty solid. Yeah, I'll give them that.
Yep.
Is it too risky to say they're a wild card sleeper this year? I mean, they're 3-3 right now.
They could be.
The best team they play in the next month is the Bengals, who have been struggling, but have found their stride. I'll give them that.
Mm-hmm.
They got Panthers, Bucks, Bengals, Cardinals. That could be 3-1 right there. They get the Broncos. They get the Jets. The Jets might have Aaron Rodgers back, so that might be a loss. Titans aren't good. They're not beating the Browns. Titans, Colts. I mean, they can scratch off 6 wins right there. I
think 9-win team. Yeah, I think either way they win, because if they don't make the playoffs, they still get a decent pick. They can keep adding to that awesome young roster.
Yeah.
I think next year, and maybe this is a hot take, next year I think you can put them in as at least a wild card team. And I think Stroud is going to be a top 10 quarterback in the league.
Next year. I like it.
It's not crazy.
It's really not.
It's a little bit out there, but
it'll be seen as hot to a lot of people. But not to me. I like the pick. I don't think. Well, I do now.
Thank you, bro.
Because Cooper Kupp. You're welcome. Because Cooper Kupp is back. I was gonna say Puka's the offensive rookie of the year, but his shares have dropped dramatically. So it's CJ Stroud's award now. So congrats on your O-Roadie. But yeah, potentially this year, next year, Houston Texans fans, you will have a playoff game. Actually, you won't have one in Houston, but you will see one. You'll get to watch one.
Yeah, you can watch it on TV. You'll love it.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah, and if you're wealthy enough, you could go to it. I don't recommend going to a Texans playoff game, but
not yet.
You never know. But there will be a postseason game in Houston this year because the Texans Bowl every year. So congrats, Houston, you've done it. So yeah, I like that's good. We're already 28 minutes in. Ryan, I had a surprise segment for Ryan. I did not tell him what it was. And honestly, it sounded really good in my head. So we're gonna see how it is. Ryan, I want you. We could call it Ryan's rants. Ryan, go ahead and just dish out what's on your mind today. It doesn't even have to be in sports. Whatever you're thinking, what's bothering you, what's making you happy, what's making you upset. Ryan's rants, new segment. Here we go.
Is this like in Family Guy when Peter's on the news and he has what grinds my gears segment?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. I have 2. One is sports related, and one is not.
All right, go ahead.
I'll start with the sports one. Okay, first. This is out to you, Bill Belichick. I said I wasn't going to talk about it today, but you're giving me a hot mic, so we're going to do it. You don't put your quarterback, or your team for that matter, in positions to win or succeed. You don't. Mac Jones, you have given him no support, no encouragement, no weapons, no reason for him to succeed or even want to play for you. And then you get pissed when he doesn't perform well, pull him out of a game when this is clearly a rebuilding year, or should be. You're too prideful to rebuild and get this team the talent that it desperately needs. And then after the game, you're being a little bitch, talking to the media with your short answers. Yeah, we're on to Cincinnati. Okay, yeah, whatever, buddy. And then you're throwing tablets and breaking stuff and knocking over microphones. You're throwing a temper tantrum when this team is losing solely because of you. Demario Douglas is the best rookie that you have, and he is the most exciting talent that you've had in years. And then you're benching him, not giving him touches, not letting him develop as a player. It's ridiculous. It's so frustrating. You gave Juju Smith-Schuster almost to the dime the amount of money that the Raiders gave Jacoby Myers, and then said, "Oh well, yeah, we it's free agency. Players leaving free agency. We thought we were close, but no. Okay, whatever." And just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And that's all I have to say about it. Second rant. When you're on an electric scooter or a bicycle, why do you think that traffic laws don't apply to you? Why do you think you're suddenly above pedestrians? You know that's your swear button right here. Do you not understand that if you hit a pedestrian on an electric scooter or a bike, if they get hurt, you're still as f***ed as you would be if you were driving a car? I was walking today through a crosswalk, halfway across, and there's a guy on a scooter in the bike lane. And I see him out of the corner of my eye, not slowing down. He is booking it. But I decide I'm willing to die on this hill. And so I'm walking, and he's about to hit me. He might kill me. He's going fast on a scooter. I might go to the hospital. But I decide, I'm going to make my stand right here. And he slams on his brakes and gets out of the way. And he's like, "Yo, what the hell, man?" Swear button. You're It's just the way it is.
Oh,
that guy. So, yeah, I feel unsafe as a pedestrian.
Don't you love Austin, Texas, man? It's truly.
No.
It's
I'm living here for 2 more months, and then I'm finally gone.
He's free. He is free.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you. I like this segment.
Yeah, and I think we could do this every week, honestly. Just, I know sometimes you just don't have a platform to share it, and so I feel like sharing's caring.
This is good therapy for me.
Yeah. And Brian, I think you should get out of the way of the bike next time. I don't think you should risk your well-being and your personal
health.
I have
the right of way.
I know you do. But sometimes you just gotta let evils win.
That's.
May I ask, was this on MLK?
No, it was on I think it was, what was it, 25th in Rio?
Oh, okay. Anyways.
No.
Austonians know what that is. Well, yeah. Well, sorry that happened, man.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
So,
yeah. I enjoyed that. Editor, me. Side note,
Morris?
Let's utilize the cuss button. We'll do that.
Yeah, we're gonna need it on that one.
I need to get you a cuss button. I'm gonna look after this. I'm gonna look at Amazon. I'm gonna ship you a cuss button. It's gonna be good. And you get a little Something's Legend KG in there. And you know what? Speaking of, Brian, hold on, real quick. Give me like 20 seconds tops. All right, check this out. Right. Going off screen.
I have no idea what this is gonna be.
He has no idea.
I can see that he hasn't made his bed though.
Hey man,
look at that. Sheets everywhere, pillows everywhere. Is that Febreze on his little nightstand? Yeah. Is that a Jenga set?
First off,
water bottle?
No, it's a Swiffer duster.
No.
In honor of the cuss button, Ryan. I haven't seen you in a while. It's your birthday was in August. I can't hold it any longer.
Wow, are we doing this?
It's just been staring at me. I just want your reaction. Happy late birthday. 2 months later. Look at that.
Wow.
The reaction. There it is. I got you a large. Awesome. It's a large. Is that okay?
Wow. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. And I'm wearing my Celtics shirt right now too. Look at that.
So in honor of Ryan, I feel like since I hate the Boston Celtics, I'm gonna be the first one to put it on.
Oh wow, this is a big moment. This is a screen grab right here.
Pre-worn.
Look at that.
Here we go. I'll stand back.
Wow, look at that.
I will never do this
again. You know,
there it is.
This is everything I ever wanted. Look at that.
There it is, guys.
Wow. You know, Kelly Green looks good on you.
No. Wow, my forehead looks huge there. No, it doesn't. But anyways, Ryan, happy birthday. When I see you again, this will be yours. We'll have a follow-up
Best episode
post of this. There you go. Look at that. Episode 10.
Look at that.
There you go. So,
wow. Thank you, man.
So with that being said, Ryan, get us out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of two Celtics fans, just looking good in our merch, just looking dripped out, steezed up. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of Thank You Bro Podcast. A little TYB action for you on a Wednesday morning. Hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday or whenever you're listening to this. And if you made it this far, please interact, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Helps us out and makes us inspired to do well. Because we could come and mail this in, and we don't. We try. We put in effort. So be grateful.
Yeah.
You know?
Say thank you.
I don't have to do this. Anyway, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little vaguely threatening. Anyway, thank you all very much. We will see you back next week. Have a great Wednesday, October 18th.
October 18th.